of. If you get ahead, it can be very difficult for that Aatrox to be able to kind of safely wave clear under his tower. So it will be interesting to see if he can get ahead. That being said, you do have to deal with the Taliyah. If you're pushing heavily, you can get walled off by the Taliyah ultimate, and you can get all-in, of course, by the Aatrox plus that Taliyah combo. So going to be pretty interesting, because Jace is one of those champions that I do feel like has to have a pretty solid laning phase to really contribute a lot later on. Just going to get ganked, and I think that's even more important against a champion like Taliyah coming out of the jungle, because by the time your River Ward sees Taliyah flying on in on a rock wall, you can't react to that. You've got to have pre-warning that she is in that quadrant up around top lane so that you know how to play around it.
Now, the one bit of a saving grace there is the fact that he's not up against a point-and-click stun champion, something like the Renekton that we've talked so much about pairing so well with the Taliyah. Having to play against something like an Aatrox, not nearly as easy for Aatrox to set up the seismic shove from Taliyah there. So maybe even if the protection isn't available, he'll still be able to have a good lane, but you know that he wants to have that sort of assistance up there. Taking a look at everything on the map here as we're starting out, it is 2 teleports to 1 teleport, that favoring Immortals for those late game rotations. Perks has opted to go with the heal in the mid lane on the Zoe, has Electrocute there as well. Topside Fleet Footwork for Fudge's Aatrox, just going for a little bit more sustain here with his rune in this lane. Oftentimes we see Aatrox go for Conqueror, but when you're up against Jace, you're not going to be able to reliably get that going and have those extended fights that you want to have. You can disengage rather easily, so rune choice is all making sense here.
I've got to say, though, I am actually really surprised by the heal on Perks. Generally speaking, I feel like there's a bit of rock, paper, scissors with your summoner choices in mid lane. And if someone goes defense, or that Potluck hadn't gone straight to that crab, because then if he had, he could actually try to contest it. But they're looking for an all-in here on the bot side.
2v2, Keith in some trouble, a lot of damage coming down there from the Infernum. Keith running away, but the flash follow from Sven says, see you later, buddy. First blood over to Cloud9.
Cloud9 bot lane coming into the lock-in tournament hot. They got a 2v2 kill yesterday as well, I do believe, and now another one here, taking down Keith, getting first blood over onto Sven, and Revenge potentially in some trouble here too.
Revenge trying to escape the Aatrox down to 250 HP, nearly out of mana. Time to go back to base and teleport back. He is not in any condition to continue laning here. Nice moves from Fudge early on.
Yeah, that was actually
him out of the picture here in the mid lane, utilizing the shockwave as he hits level 6. You can see Revenge up here, only still level 5 against Fudge, but considering he's got help showing up, that ought to be enough. Fudge getting away, though, using the flash, and with Blabber nearby, they won't be able to chase him down.
Nicely done, though. They do force out that flash, and the fact that he was 6 there was actually pretty key, the additional speed, but he spotted him.
Oh, Fudge! He stays too long, and Revenge comes in and gets the kill, but the fight isn't over just yet. Immortals trying to find a little bit more here. Vulcan has roamed towards the top river, too, but Cloud9 disengages in time. Right when it looked like Fudge had managed to get away, Revenge finds the kill.
Those lazy recalls, man, they'll get you every once in a while. You can really regret not backing it up a bit more. Potluck gonna be forced to flash, but he's probably dead. Oh,
Potluck flashing over the red wall, trying to get himself away, but Blabber throws another rock, and Potluck is down.
It's too bad, because I don't think he realized that Alistar was still in the river, was confident he could actually chase him down. If he had just flashed that initial seismic shove, I'm not sure if Blabber would have actually even committed his flash, because that would have been full HP, but now going on the bot side.
The 2v2 just don't stop as Keith's health bar goes pop. Sven gets a second one, and Immortals are falling apart in the bottom lane. Don't want to end up bleeding out any more gold, and it won't happen again. But before 9 minutes to grab 2 of those kills just like that in the 2v2, not a good sign for Keith and Joey. Sven and Vulcan know exactly what they're doing. They know these power thresholds. Now up in the top lane, let's see what Blabber can do. Looking to help Fudge out here a little bit. Revenge running away, but here comes the Weaver's wall. Revenge again tries to disengage, but a well-placed wall says no, sir. And Cloud9 finds their 4th kill of the game.
Yeah, Revenge wasn't even that far up, but without your flash, if the Weaver's wall gets behind her, but he has his Gale Force, Insanity obviously wants to scale up. He's going for this tier plus Ludens, pretty standard stuff on the Orianna. But it's Keith that really does need time to free farm, and it's kind of going to be Revenge's job to try to buy him that.
Perks trying to move up into the front lines, get some poke down, but now you got your flank coming in from Joey, but it's a flank straight to the grave. You cannot put yourself in a spot like that against Talia, man. You are going to get seismic shoved all the way into a body bag.
Yeah, not like that, Joey. He was just trying to kind of wander through. Did look for, I think that was perhaps the flash body slam, but just wasn't really able to connect. And I mean, we were trying to walk through an Alistar. It's ambitious to fix, so I think he clipped him with the hitbox there. Some juicy beef. He couldn't get past him, and I think that it looked like the body slam actually maybe hit Vulcan, so it didn't land on his intended target, and everything kind of just went bad from there.
That ain't no McDonald's burger, man. That's some steak.
It's a juicy steak.
Right up there. That's good eating there for Cloud9 as they're looking to find themselves even more. Zven picks up another one, man. This Aphelios 3 kills and 186 farm at 18 minutes and 45 seconds. Zven is just in a spot to carry this whole game home. He
really is. He is ridiculously far ahead. Blabber is ridiculously strong. You know, even though Fudge is again behind, this has kind of been the trend in all his games thus far in the LCS. It's not so far behind that it really feels like it matters, especially already, you know, they know that Blabber is moving down here, so Revenge has to peel back, has to really play with respect to this Talia.
Blabber continuing to just pressure forward here. Goes for the seismic shove, but doesn't read it correctly, so takes a lot of damage from Revenge. If Revenge would have stepped onto that shove, he could have been in a bad spot, but now he's still in a bad spot. There's your damage. Moonlight Vigil. Look at what Zven is doing here in this game. He is in his element, Azael.
Yeah, he is so strong, and he knows it. He can just Gale Force in. He follows the flash with a flash, lands the ultimate, has just enough
seconds to go here now until that ever so important Drake Soul spawns. It is a 6,000 gold lead. It's Joey getting over the wall with the flash. It's done. There's no way they have any sort of initiation potential against Cloud9 for this Drake fight now. Potluck also being forced to use the Lamb's Respite right here. Vulcan's chasing after him. The Drowsy comes through. Here comes the Cow. A little bit more damage will not be enough thanks to the heal given to him from Keith and his Summoner spell there. So at least he's not down. Potluck's still in the game, but without the Kindred ulti, without the flash from the Gragas, this dragon fight is nigh on impossible here for Immortals, as they'll have to walk into that vision you were talking about, that lack of vision, I should say, and any brush could be the death brush that Cloud9 set up around.
Exactly, and Cloud9 is setting up that vision now. They've also lost the tier 2 bottom lane, so they don't even really have a good staging ground. You have to be face-checking through this Talia and potentially the Zoe, who's going to be in the fog there. This is really, really scary for them. They see that Zoe's around, and I'm not sure how they're planning on trying to take this fight, how they're planning on approaching, but I think at this point they basically just made the call. This is our do or die moment. We must challenge for Soul, and I've got to say I agree with them.
Yeah, there's absolutely no way you win this once they get Soul when they have a composition like Talia and Zoe. It's just not going to happen, and now the Soul's already been secured. Perk's trying to get away, but he will not do so. Keith getting his first kill of the game here, taking down Perks. Blabber in the stasis, staying alive. Immortals still looking to find something else here. They got a 5v4, but some health bars are low. Vulcan and Joey both under half. Immortals will win the fight. They got one enemy player down, but unfortunately for them, they lost that Infernal Drake. That's 4 in a row. That is Soul for Cloud9.
I feel like Immortals just need to YOLO the Baron. That's your only hope in the game. Like it's probably already doomed, and this probably won't work, but you got to do something. You have a tiny advantage right now because Perks is already dead. But as soon as he respawns, it's Soul. It's a 7,000 gold lead. It's all of that you're dealing with. So this is their last chance, really. They've got to all in on the Baron, try to get something done before Perks is here. We'll see if they can make it happen.
Vulcan's already stopping him. Nice initiation coming out there from the Cow. Joey getting away in the stasis. Damage coming over the walls. Ven is unstoppable. He's killing them all. Double kill. Over to the AD carry from Cloud9, and the rest of the squad's going to clean up everybody. Blabber grabbing a double of his own. Make it a triple for the Blabberfish in the jungle. The ace for Cloud9. Put the TY for leash in the all chat. And look at what they've got themselves. Azael, 10,500 gold lead, 11 kill advantage. Drake sold to nothing, and everybody's wearing purple.
Nicely done, deleting Blabber.
The second time now, Immortals has managed to catch Blabber in a bad position and blow him up before he's able to get his team to get in there to help him, or use his own stasis to stay alive. Now Cloud9 will go pushing towards that last remaining inhibitor turret. There you go, taking it down. More damage coming out now as Insanity's in a bad spot. Using the stasis, staying alive. Potluck jumping away. Remember, there's no Lamb's Respite. 2 members of Immortals down to just barely any HP, having to go back to the fountain. Despite the fact that Cloud9 is 4v5 on this map, their gold lead is 12,000. So even with a player dead, they still have a mid laner, man. Just chilling out and relaxing a little bit here as Cloud9 has 2 inhibitors down. Looking to maybe take that third one. It is already exposed and vulnerable. Cass comes out, but it only finds Alistar, and Joey delivers the enemy initiation right into the back line. Keith at 200 HP. Fudge approaching from the side here with a World Ender. Goodbye, Insanity. Goodbye, Immortals. Hello, Cloud9. Keith trying to continue running away as Blabber chases down Potluck. Keith knows there's nothing left to do.
Perks wants a kill.
Sarcastic emotes. Perks wants to get himself on the board, but it looks like Blabber denies it. GG, well played. 9